If you like this video, click like. If you want to continue to follow our adventure, hit subscribe. Your support would be greatly appreciated. Hello, Little House on the Road subscribers and followers. You know, I realize this may seem like a silly topic today, but in reality, if you'll remember, I have discussed many times that I want to give you the nuance of the experience. Not just, Rob, what do you think of campsites? Oh, they're great. You know, and you get that a lot from a lot of the YouTube RVers. Well, they'll just give a quick 30-second answer to a question. Well, somebody asked me the question, and I took a lot of time to think about this question. How do I like one campsite to another campsite? I think the question was actually asked, are some campsites more exciting than others? And I took that to heart because, man, yes it is. I'm telling you. Some campsites are absolutely more exciting than others. I mean, here we are, we're traveling the country, and we're seeing all kinds of new things. And you get to a campsite and you think, oh, this is it, huh? Some examples. When we were going to Florida, we stopped at this little campsite called Sheffield. It was just absolutely beautiful. It was just beautiful. We were on top of this hill, mountainous thing. It was great. But for some reason, I mean, first of all, you know, we were kind of leery being up there all by ourselves. I mean, you might have been able to get a couple campers up there. One guy stopped in the middle of the night. But I don't know, they were just, there was nothing else to look at other than pine trees. You know, it had internet, it didn't have water. But for some reason, it just didn't spark anything in us. Of course, we went to Florida and we ran into West Tower. It's in the National Forest there. Yep, that one was really exciting. And I don't know why. I mean, really, I don't know why. It had spotty internet. But we would take this walk and you'd see the Florida trees. I don't know, it just, again, it just sparked something that said, this is, you know, where I want to spend 2 weeks. Recently we went to Kentucky, stayed at a campsite for 2 weeks, Great Meadows. And that was in the Daniel Boone National Forest. Now this was a really nice campsite, but for the first week, you know, it just didn't spark anything in us. Until we met a couple who had lived in the area. You know, they were camping, they lived in the area, and they started explaining some of the walking trails. And then we started walking, and then they started picking up a little bit more enthusiasm. But I think we were ready to leave when it was time to leave. You know, I'm not saying that you won't have, I'm not saying, look, I'm not saying that you're not going to like Daniel Boone National Forest. You may love it. To us, it just didn't spark anything. So what I'm trying to express to you is each campsite is going to either spark, you know, it's okay, I can spend the 2 weeks here. Or it's going to be, man, can we spend 3 weeks? Again, we went to Walnut Flats, and that was in Southwest Virginia. It didn't have internet either, and internet might be one of the reasons, I'm not sure, but you know, I had 3 campsites. It wasn't very established. It was just, you know, you could put your tent up or park your pop-up, and that was about it. It did have water, had a privy and all that stuff, but again, you know, the walks, we were able to go down to Dismal Falls, and that was kind of exciting. And when we went to Dismal Falls, we were like, yeah, this is really nice. But when we got back to the campsite, really didn't do anything. Now we're here. We're here at Wolf Gap. It's at the George Washington National Forest. And yes, we are going to come back. Absolutely going to come back. The campsite is beautiful, has internet. Actually, it doesn't have water, drinkable water. You can go down the hill and you can use, you know, they got this fresh spring. They got a pipe in the ground. Water spits out. Very clean looking, but of course we got to boil it. But that really doesn't distract from the feeling, the spirit of this campsite. It's wonderful to be here. Absolutely wonderful. We got trails that take us up to beautiful scenery, informational stations. You know, I don't know what it is that says this campsite's better than this campsite. And I'm not even saying we won't go back to the campsites that didn't spark a lot. I think that Carolyn and I have both decided that we'll go back to Great Meadows there in Daniel Boone. I think we'll go back there. But we will definitely come back here. We will definitely go to the West Tower in Florida. Definitely. There are some, Lake Enon. There was 2 campsites there. We loved it there. And we will go back. We will absolutely go back to Mississippi. Granada Lake. We'll go back to that one. I don't know. The campsite sometimes just says, well, the campsite talks to us, I guess. That sounds silly. It talks to us. But this one says, hey, you're invited. We want you here. The campsite itself. So anyway, I hope that answers the question. I really did give this a lot of thought. What makes a campsite nice and what makes it not nice or not so pleasurable? And I don't know if there's an answer. But the answer is yes. There are some campsites that are more exciting than others. Don't know what sparks that. But be prepared for it. Don't snub your nose at it and say, oh man, I don't want to do this because I can't find a campsite that I like. You'll find it. And you'll run into it. And on day one, you're going to know, yep, I love this place. Because on day one, I knew I loved this place. So anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Click like if you like the video. And happy travels.